The fact that this episode deadass can get summed down to as Tanya makes friends after she learns she was an irrational hater is kind of fucking hilarious. It's time for some more Saga of Tanya the Evil. Do me a solid, make sure you leave a like on the video, share, support, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't already. Of course, Patreon is where you're going to catch my full live reactions, always some more, but let's jump into it and see what the devil has in store for us this week. That's one way to get her on your side. Like, it's not like she was super mad. I feel like this might be... I'm not sure, but I feel like we're going to witness one of the more manipulative characters. Bombs or... Oh my god. Couldn't time that better. Her eyes are fucking insane. Like, she has the craziest looking face in this whole show, and it's because of her goddamn eyes. What? I thought I was fighting dirty commies. Holy shit, he's just like, he genuinely asked that with fucking concern. Like, hey, you're kind of a fucking brain dead, right? Bro's making sense. Seems like the most genuine fucking soldier I've heard from in a bit. Yeah. It took you a bit, but you got there in the end. Don't demoralize them, split them up, and power them up in different ways. Friendship badges for everyone. Looking like Little Red Riding Hood on his fucking apocalyptic horse. Yo, call me crazy, but if someone's looking at you like that, and they're talking about how you're going to be good friends, only one of two things is going to happen. Either they about to jump your bones and rock your world. Who knows if you survive the rodeo? Don't ask me how I know. Or they going to fucking stab you in the back. See how they pull it off. You know, I'd honestly argue that the second episode was more enjoyable than last week's episode. And last week had one hell of a fight scene. It was so good I rewatched it, which I don't normally do, especially for weekly anime, at least this soon. Episode 1 was fantastic, but the second half of this episode was just so good, I can't help but put it above last week's episode. It's very interesting how even Tanya herself can admit in this episode, yeah, I have an irrational hatred, and it kind of blinded me. I'm going to take a step back and realize that we're fucked. Like, the war is actually over for us if this keeps up. And by establishing it at the start of the episode, one of their supply trucks just driving down a road blowing up, there's 3 shots of a truck going down a road. 2 of those blow up. But the final shot of the episode is seeing that truck make it down the road without blowing up. And of course, you get the whole goofy gag with Tanya, you know, being like, oh my god, coffee's here. And she's like a little girl for once. It's kind of funny because most little girls don't want coffee, but I digress. The fact that she has such a hatred for communism that anyone who might be a part of a nation with communism in it, she's like, they're all these damn dirty commies, right? Like, she has this irrational hatred. So much to a point that she just couldn't take a step back to say, actually, most people, because seriously, a majority of the population when fighting in a war probably do so out of a love for their homeland, not because of a specific belief. It's like, there's a lot of things that make up nationalism, right? Some might be fighting because of communism, some might be fighting because of religion, but for the most part, they're just fighting because that's their homeland, and most people would do it. And that's where the friendship bargain comes into place, because their big issue is that Tanya's side is the enemy of the world, right? No one likes them. And if you're a big enough power, that might not necessarily matter. But when you're trying to go from point A to point B, but there's all these different little points that don't like you, that means supply trucks are going to go boom. But if you can establish multiple little points throughout the entire path of your destination, and prove to those people that you're not about conquering them, you just hate certain people, we're trying to fight certain things, and you can have your independence, probably a lot of people will believe that. Because if this was the beginning of a war or something, I don't think this lie would have worked. Because, I mean, bro even knows he's fucking pulling a fast one during this speech. But people who have been a part of a war-torn country for a good enough time, the speech was so well done, it's hard not to be like, oh yeah, this feels genuine. By establishing like mini temporary governments along the beaten path, which you are showing that we're just friends. Like, the fact that this whole episode just boils down to friendship. Like, at face value and saying it out loud, it feels silly to say that, oh yeah, this week's episode of Tanya the Evil is about how we can make friends. But at the end of the day, it makes sense, especially in a war such as this, right? And I think this is going to go down as one of the best episodes of the series ever. I really think that. A lot of people probably won't like it initially as much as I did, but I think if we are blessed enough to get a full adaptation, or we see at least a couple more seasons of this bad boy, I think this episode in particular will go down as one of the most important episodes of why the Empire didn't fall, why the Empire got where they are, and most likely why the Empire did the shit they will do in the future, right? It's just that good. And it's always funny when you get to see worst character who still wants to lick an 11-year-old girl's picture. Boom! You know, we still need that. Being like, oh my god, they're friends with people. I'm telling you, man, like, this episode should have worked if you just explain it at face value about Tanya seeking friendship. That sounds like the lamest thing ever, but in execution, they fucking handled this flawlessly. And seeing how people responded, especially those who realized the Empire being the enemy of the world was to their advantage, and now it's like, oh fuck, we need to be there for, like, now everyone's going to be chasing, wanting to be friends, and in doing so, I can't wait to see who gets screwed over in the process. Like I said, though, this is definitely one of the most charming moments of the episode. Like I said, most children don't want coffee, but you know what? The fact that for a brief moment, innocence came out of her was just very, very sweet. And it's funny too, right? Because it just feels like everyone's always making sure to manipulate, you know? Like, the little bits of coffee, even though the coffee's shit, it's enough to get her happy. It's just everyone's playing everyone like a fiddle. It's just a matter of who is the master of the playing of said fiddle. Sometimes it's Tanya. Sometimes it's a man giving a speech about how, I assure you, we don't want any of your places. Oh, man. Like, honestly, when you put yourself in their shoes, right? Like, remove yourself from watching an anime. Would you have believed this speech? It's very easy for me to say, no, I wouldn't. But if I'm a part of a country that's been involved in a long series of battles and this comes in, it definitely feels like the most reasonable thing. And it's very easy to see how anyone would believe this. I think for some it will work out for them. For some it will not work out for them. All I can say is that whenever the friendship breakup happens, it is going to hit harder than TRUCK-KUN. And I'm completely here for it. But this was another banger of an episode. I'm sure in general, you know, most people say last week was the best episode because of the big old explosions and fantastic action sequences. And hey, don't get it twisted, I thought it was fantastic too. The thing is this one, I just feel like sets emotion so much for this season. And I still think that directing of watching a vehicle blow up 2 times trying to cross a road, only for one of the final shots of this episode to be a vehicle moving over and not blowing up because now friendship has been achieved, is fucking spectacular directing. You can let me know your thoughts and feelings down below. What did you think of this week's episode of Saga of Tanya the Evil? Do leave a like, share, support, subscribing, that bell, of course, and yes, Patreon for live reactions over there and other exclusives, because you know I got to give those video shout outs too, because my patrons are what make this YouTube channel possible. So today we got Ian Blake, the RPG Ghost, Crystal Cat, Craig Catlad 88, and we also have Goron 201. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care and y'all have a good one.